Hey, what kind of water is that? It's Pedic water. Sweet water. Hey, what kind of suit is them? Just place your order. Hey, what kind of whip is that? Came imported. Oh, you rockin' the...
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. It's Ball with P. I'm your boy P. Today we got the first NFL topic that we're going to discuss on my YouTube channel today. If you haven't checked out my last video, man, go check it out. It was my NBA season predictions. I gave you my seedings for the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference. Gave you my awards predictions, MVP, Coach of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, stuff like that. And I also talked on the Gordon Hayward injury a little bit. Gruesome stuff, man. Get well soon, Gordon Hayward. But like I said, man, we talking about NFL today. It's Week 7 in the National Football League. Tonight, my Atlanta Falcons, they're going up against the New England Patriots. It's a Super Bowl rematch. I'm going to touch on that in a little bit. But the main topic today, we're going to talk about what's wrong with my Atlanta Falcons. That's what we're going to talk about today. What in the hell is the matter with my Atlanta Falcons? That's what I'm going to touch on today, man. I did a little research the past couple days, man. I got some numbers for you. We're going to talk a little numbers today. We're going to talk what I think the problem is with the Atlanta Falcons. So I'm going to jump right into it, man. First thing, we all know what happened in the Super Bowl. Super Bowl 51, my Atlanta Falcons. Crushed me, man. It absolutely crushed me. Absolutely ripped my heart out of my chest. Stomped on it. That's what the Falcons did to me. They ripped my heart out of my chest. They threw it on the ground, the concrete. They stomped on it till all the blood and juice came out. I can't tell you how hurt I was. Now, I said it in my introduction video. I've been an Atlanta Falcons fan since 2004. That's the first year I watched the Falcons. 2017. Now, I was 12 years old in 2004. I'm 25 now. I've been a Falcons fan for more than half of my life. Disappointment year in and year out for my Falcons. The most extreme disappointment I've ever had was definitely Super Bowl, man. We all know what happened. What was the score at halftime? The score was 21-3 at halftime. Now, with the Falcons, we've seen two totally different teams, first half and second half, especially this year, this season. It's been the same thing. It seems like it's a trend that they've been going on ever since the Super Bowl. Now, we did it in a few games last year too, but the Super Bowl is what topped it all. Like I said, we all know we was up 21-3. Patriots scored 31 points in the second half in overtime. We scored 7. We scored 7. 21-3 at half. We scored 7 in the second half in overtime. Patriots scored 31. That's minus 14 for us in the second half in overtime. That's plus 28 for them. Plus 28 for them. It was 28-3 at the end of the third quarter. 28-3. 25-point lead. Hands down. Biggest collapse in sports history. We all know the story. I'm not even going to get into all that. We're going to talk about this year. Falcons are 3-2 this year. Now, I just mentioned to you the first half and second half in the Super Bowl. Check this out. Our first half point totals this year. We've scored 81 points in the first half this year. Our opponents have scored 37 points in the first half of games this year. So it's 81-37 in the first half. And what are we? 3-2 is 5 games. First 5 games, 81-37. Second half in the 5 games that we played, 40 points that we scored, 72 points that our opponents have scored. So you take a look at our first half is 81 compared to 40. That's minus 41. That's minus 41. Minus 41 points. Plus 35 for our opponents. 37-72. What are we doing? When we go into the locker room, what we do? What are we doing? Dan Quinn, Matt Ryan, Julio. What we doing when we go in the locker room at halftime? What we doing? We putting the Migos on. We cut the music up. We got a lead. We cut the music up. We celebrate. I don't know what we doing. That's our first half and second half numbers. Last year, our first half numbers, we scored. We had 316 points. Second half, 247. That's minus 69. First half, second half last year. Minus 69. The opponents, 223 first half. Second half, 208. That's minus 15. Kind of close. But It just showed you our scoring first half and second half. We're two totally different teams in the first half and the second half of games. I'm trying to figure out why. I have a theory of why. I'm gonna discuss it later. I don't really have a legit theory. I'm gonna just tell you what I think happens. But like I said, it's minus 69 last year, first half and second half. This year is minus 41. What's going on, man? Like I said, I don't know what's going on. I really don't know what's going on. I feel like this team is going into the locker room. I don't know what we're doing in the locker room. I've been in the new Mercedes-Benz Stadium downtown in Atlanta. It's nice as hell. They got restaurants all over the place. They got good pizza in there. I don't know if they delivering pizza down to the locker room. These boys eating, these fat asses eating pizza and linemen and celebrating, jumping. I don't know what they're doing first half, second half. I feel like I feel like in the Super Bowl, they just felt like the game was over at halftime, and we just let we just let we just let loose. We just let go. I feel like they felt like the game was over. I definitely thought the Super Bowl was over when Robert Alford picked off Tom Brady for the pick six. I thought the game was over. I was celebrating, jumping up for joy. Heartbreaking. But I'm going to talk about our last two games, the Atlanta Falcons. Last two games, we started off 3-0 in the season. Last two games, we lost at home. First game, we're going to talk about the Buffalo Bills. I'm going to talk about the ending, the most important plays. It's 20-17. It's 20-17 in the fourth quarter. Matt Ryan throws an interception with 3:39 left. Bounces off the receiver's hands. I'm gonna talk about Matt Ryan's interceptions in a minute too. Buffalo hits a 55-yard field goal with 3:06 left. Now it's 23-17. We down. We get sacked on second and third with a minute 33 left in the fourth quarter. This the play right here that had me shaking my head. We're going down the field. We're driving down the field. We're on a 10-yard line. It's 4th and 1. 48 seconds left after this play. It's 4th and 1. It's 4th down and 1, and we're at our own 10-yard line. Matt Ryan throws the football to Taylor Gabriel. I think it's an out route. Why are we throwing the ball on 4th and 1 on the 10-yard line? Why are we throwing the football on 4th and 1 on the 10-yard line? Why are we throwing the ball? Why are we throwing the football? Incomplete pass. Gabriel wants pass interference, holding. I don't know what he wants. Maybe it's some contact by the defender. Maybe we lose the game 23-17 at home. I was in Florida. I live in Atlanta, but I was in Florida when that game was. I was visiting my family. I was at a sports bar in Florida. Everybody laughing at me, and I'm just shaking my head. I wasn't even surprised. I wasn't even surprised. The Buffalo Bills. I wasn't even surprised. We lose that game 23-17. We get a bye week. Let's move on to last week's game. The Miami Dolphins. We got the Miami Dolphins up 17-0 at the half against the Jay Cutler-led Miami Dolphins. Jay Cutler! What starts to happen? Miami starts coming back. Jarvis Landry, he gets a wide open touchdown from the 7-yard line. There's a minute 32 left in the third quarter. 2nd and 6. Miami scores 2 touchdowns. They come back. It's 17-14. We still ain't scored. Since the half. Matt Ryan gets sacked on second and 20. Matt Ryan gets sacked with 13-10 left in the fourth quarter. We got a bad snap on a punt try on 4th and 19. We lose 8 yards. Dolphins start to drive from the 50-yard line. They got 11:42 left on the clock. They're only down 3. They got 11:42 left. Dolphins, they were 2 for 3 on 4th down in this game. We were 0 for 1. They converted 2 out of 3 fourth downs on us. They hit a 49-yard field goal with 8:34 left in the fourth quarter. They tied the game up. It's 17-17 at that point. And I wasn't even surprised when this happened either. I wasn't even surprised. I was watching the game with my girl, man. I told her, I said, now watch when it was 17-0, I said, now watch the Dolphins come back. Watch them come back on us. This is the type of confidence I have in this team. This is the type of confidence I have in my Falcons that I've been a fan of for 13 years? In the fourth quarter on 2nd and 8 from our own 27. with 8:02 left in the fourth quarter. It's tied 17-17. We run a sweep play to the right side with Coleman. A sweep play. A sweep. Why are we running? Why are we running to the outside? Why are we running the football? You see my face? Y'all see my face? Why are we running the football to the outside? Run the ball to the middle. It's a tie game. We don't let them come back. What are we doing? We lose 9 yards on that play. We punt the ball. Ajayi, he was running all over us, the Dolphins running back. He gets an 18-yard run. He gets to the Falcons. He gets to our 30-yard line. 6:09 left in the fourth quarter. Falcons go down the field. They get a field goal. They up 20-17. We get the ball back. On the last play on our last offensive play, I called it before it even happened. I don't know what told me, but on God, on my mama, y'all, I knew Matt Ryan was going to throw an interception. I don't know how I knew, but I knew it was coming. Matt Ryan throws an interception. I think he was throwing the ball to Austin Hooper. Throws an interception. It hits his hands. I think the defender, he knocked it out of his hands too. Ball goes up in the air. Intercepted. 40 seconds left in the game. Jay Cutler has never come back from a 17-point lead. Guess what? Last Sunday, he did it. In Atlanta. Against the Atlanta Falcons. A team that is just notorious for blowing leads now. That's what we're notorious for. Blowing leads. What's going on? We lose to the Miami Dolphins. We lose 2 straight games. In our new billion-dollar stadium, we lose 2 games in a row to AFC East teams, the Dolphins and the Buffalo Bills. I'm gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about our second half collapses. Now, what I think is going on, there's no discipline being installed in our team. We had a couple of stupid defensive penalties against the Miami Dolphins that gave the Dolphins first downs, led them to points. Dan Quinn needs to install some discipline in our team. Every game for the rest of the year, playoffs, we make it to the playoffs. When we go into the game at halftime, Dan Quinn, you need to put some motivation into our players. We calling plays. You run the ball when it's time to throw, and you throw the ball when it's time to run. You did it in the Super Bowl. You did it against Miami. What are you doing? You're NFL head coach. What you doing? What are you doing? Like I said, penalties killed us on defense. Poor tackling by our defenders. We can't tackle. We cannot tackle. Alpha can't tackle. Trufant can't tackle. Our linebackers miss tackles. The yards at the context for our opponents is probably through the roof. Like I said, we pass when it's time to run, and when we throw when it's time to pass. Drain the clock down. We should have drained the clock down in the Super Bowl. We got leads. We throwing the ball. Why are we throwing the ball? It's poor play calling. Poor play calling and poor coaching. That's what I think it is. Poor play calling, poor coaching. Now let me talk to y'all about Dan Quinn. First year, Dan Quinn comes to Atlanta Falcons. We start the season off 6-2. Yay! Woo! 6-2. We end the season 2-6. First half. I don't know what it is about these Falcons, and I don't know. Maybe it's Dan Quinn. This first half compared to second half. He starts the first half of the season 6-2. We finish the season 2-6. We fall to 8-8 that year in Dan Quinn's first year. We lose. We don't make the playoffs. Second year, we go 11-5. Last year, make it to the Super Bowl. We lose the Super Bowl. This year, we 3-2. Dan Quinn's coaching record, he's 22 wins, 15 losses, 22-15. That's about a 60% win percentage. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. But like I said, this first half and second half stuff, man, I don't know what's going on. I really do not know what's going on with the Falcons. Like I said, I feel like it's poor coaching, poor play calling. Offensive coordinator last year, Kyle Shanahan, he's a head coach now for the 49ers. Guess what? They ain't even got a win yet. And I'm happy as hell. I hope you lose all your games, Kyle Shanahan. I hope you lose every single game that you have with the San Francisco 49ers. I hope you lose every game. I'm dead serious. Dead serious. You ain't won a game yet. I'm happy. Stupid ass play calling you got in the Super Bowl last year. Yeah, granted, you had our offense. We looked great on offense. We had a super high power offense last year. Stupid, but in the Super Bowl, I don't know if somebody made a threat. Excuse me, but I don't know if somebody made a threat to Kyle Shanahan's family before the Super Bowl. The mob got involved. I don't know what happened. I'm still trying to figure out what happened. I don't know what happened. Anyways, man, Super Bowl rematch tonight, Sunday Night Football. Atlanta Falcons at New England Patriots. We got Mohamed Sanu. He may come back. Matt Ryan, his quarterback rating, 87.3 this year. He's got a 66 completion percentage. He's got 6 touchdown passes and 6 interceptions. The ratings in NFL MVP, he ain't looking too good this year. And like I said, I was going to talk to you about Matt Ryan's interceptions this year. 6 interceptions I said Matt Ryan has. 4 out of 6 of his interceptions have hit the receiver's hands. 4 out of 6. You got one against Detroit that hit receiver's hands, went up in the air, intercepted. Had actually 2 interceptions versus the Detroit Lions that went up in that hit the receiver's hands, went up in the air, and got picked. Got one against Buffalo, bounced off receiver's hands again, picked off. And then we had that last one against Miami that hit Austin Hooper. Defender knocks it out, goes up in the air, interception. 4 out of 6 interceptions that Matt Ryan has thrown have hit the receiver's hands. I'm not putting too much blame on Matt Ryan, especially like I said for them interceptions. We receivers, y'all tripping. That's the old motto that a receivers coach gonna say. I used to play receiver. Hit your hand, you should have caught it. More than half the time, if you hit your hand, you should have caught it. Like I said, Matt Ryan looking too good, man. Tom Brady, he's got 13 touchdown passes, only 2 interceptions. He's completing 66% of his passes. His QBR is 107. Julio Jones, not a single touchdown this year, Julio. What you doing? What's Matt doing? Dan Quinn said it the other day. He said he knows Julio needs to get more touches. Brady leads the NFL in passing yards. Atlanta's offense, we're ranked number 5. New England's offense is ranked number 1 in the league right now. Our defense ranked number 10. New England, they got the worst defense in the league. I feel like Julio's gonna get his first touchdown this year. I feel like our offense is gonna do its thing against the New England defense, especially if Sanu comes back. We get our second primary receiver behind Julio Jones back. Patriots, they won the last 3 meetings against Atlanta Falcons, including the Super Bowl. We haven't played them too many times. I think the past 3 times we played them have been all in like the past 7 years, 6 or 7 years. New England's won the last 3 meetings, man. Like I said, some of my big game predictions in this game, I feel like Tom Brady, he's going to throw 3 touchdown passes. Like I said, Julio, he's going to get his first touchdown of the year. My prediction for this game, I feel like Atlanta, we bounced back. We've lost our last 2 games. New England's on a 2-game win streak. They had a crazy controversial win last week against the New York Jets. New England probably should have lost that game. New England's 4-2. We're 3-2. Atlanta Falcons, we haven't lost. We haven't had a 3-game losing streak since Dan Quinn's first year in 2015. And that 3-game losing streak went on to be a 6-game losing streak. Like I said, we finished that season 2-6, 2015. We haven't lost 3 games in a row in 2 years. I feel like we bounced back. I like Atlanta, my Falcons, to win this game 30-28. I like us 30-28, man. So it's frustrating being a Falcons fan, man. It's frustrating being a Falcons fan. I can't say nothing else about the Falcons. I can't talk shit. I can't do nothing with this team. Like I don't even know what to say about this team sometimes, man. It's embarrassing. The first half and second half that we show like are the difference. It's 2 totally different teams. My homeboy was telling me, man, you made a good point. You put all the other NFC teams in that situation in the Super Bowl. You put the Cleveland Browns in that situation in the Super Bowl last year. They're gonna win the game. They're gonna close out the game. It's embarrassing, man. And another thing my homeboy said, man, shout out my boy Hawk, Ryan. We play down to our competition. If we play a sorry team just like the Buffalo Bills and the Miami Dolphins, we play down to them, to their level. It's like we become a mediocre team because we're playing a mediocre team. We could be 1-4 right now this year. We almost lost to Chicago to open the game. Barely escaped Detroit. Barely escaped the Detroit line. I'm sorry, I know in my other videos y'all keep hearing this. If you watch my other videos, because I be hitting the surface of the bed or whatever. That's just how I talk. I'm sorry. But barely escaped Detroit. Our only good win was versus the Green Bay Packers at home. Our only home win this year. We're 1-2 at home in the new billion-dollar stadium. It's frustrating, man. But like I said, Super Bowl rematch tonight, man. I like us 30-28. Dan Quinn, you on the hot seat. If this keeps happening the rest of the year, especially if we go to the playoffs and this happens again, we keep blowing leads, you got to go. You got to get up out of there. You got to get up out of there. Bear with me, y'all. I'm just so appalled when it comes to the Falcons, man. Like I don't know what we be doing, but I like us in one tonight, man. As always, man. That's all I got for y'all today, man. Y'all tell me what y'all think wrong with the Falcons. Like I said, I feel like it's poor play calling, poor coaching, no discipline installed in our team. Dan Quinn, we run the ball when it's time to throw. We throw the ball when it's time to run. Y'all tell me what y'all think is wrong with my Falcons, man. 3-2 right now. We're second in division. We're behind the Carolina Panthers. I think we're third in division, actually, behind the Carolina Panthers and the New Orleans Saints. We got to get a win tonight. Man. Like as always, man, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, man. It's your boy P. I'm out. Hopefully my Falcons get it together, man. Love y'all, man. See y'all next time.
Oh yeah, Jane give me headache. Pull up in a red rave. Oh yeah, beat a bitch ass. We so lavish.
I mean, you're gonna, my niggas